Happy December, Earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. This one's for you. We're going to pull cards for every single one of your signs to see what the energy has for December. But before you click away to your reading, let's just chat about the energy of the month. So we have Capricorn season, we have Sagittarius season, so we'll be ending a fire season, but then embracing your element, your earth element. So you should feel this come back to yourself. Definitely for Capricorns, definitely for Virgos. Taurus, you're a little less Capricorn-y than the other two signs. You're a little more free. You're a little more nature-based rather than like hard work-based. I think we have Taurus on one side, Capricorn on the other side, and Virgo really closes that gap. So maybe not quite as comfy energy for you, but still earth energy nonetheless, coming from a wild and free Sagittarius season. Make sure you go and you watch the end portion here, because I'll be giving some important astrological dates for you for your like earth sign energy. And I guess I should say, if you don't know me, hi, I'm Maggie. I'm over on most socials as Spring Loon Oracle, and I'm a tarot reader, passive regression practitioner, astrologist, and psychic medium. So let's get into your energy this month, starting with Capricorns. Hello, Capricorns. Happy birthday to my December Capricorn. I hope you have the best birthday ever. And let's see what's in store for you. It's a big month. 6 out of the 10 cards that you pulled are Major Arcana. If you're new here, you don't remember what that means. Major Arcana only makes up 27 to 28% of the deck, so it's statistically unlikely to pull 50% or more. So when this happens, it's sort of like your guides. It's like the universe being like, hey, pay attention. This is a lot of energy. There's a potential for change. There's potential for more alignment. There's potential for big things to happen this month. So this is a collective reading, so this might not be for all of you, but for a lot of you, this is a big energy month. There's potential for a lot going on. I also pulled a little oracle card here for you that we're going to look at the end to really help you balance your energy this month. So right off the bat, we have the reversed judgment. I feel like you've been making excuses. You've been kind of saying, oh, that doesn't matter, and pushing something off, or like, yeah, making excuses, being defensive around something, saying like, I don't want this, whatever it is. And it's like, this is the time this month that you finally stop making those excuses, giving that allowance and being like, I am placing judgment where it deserves to be placed. There's no more sort of settling for less. It's time to place this judgment. And this specifically has to do, I think, for a lot of you with career or with some sort of thing with abundance. Maybe you feel like you're not being treated properly. Maybe you feel like you need more credit. Maybe you're looking for a promotion. Maybe you're just looking for a new job. Or maybe you're like, yeah, I know I want to pivot into something else, because we do have the Page of Pentacles. Now, Pentacles is abundance, and this is a collective reading. So it's whatever abundance means for you. But I feel like Capricorns, a lot of you are like, okay, it's time for me to place judgment on my job here, place judgment on work, and where have I been making excuses? Where have I been making allowances for something that honestly I'm not okay with? It's not serving my energy. This could be needing a whole new career. This could just mean a tweak, but it's saying it's time to start taking those steps. It's time to place that judgment and start taking the steps to actually make this shift so that you feel more abundant. Now, what I mean by this isn't like going in and quitting your job tomorrow. It's not going in and demanding all of these things. This is actually more of a time this month of reflection to set yourself up to make these steps, because we have the reversed Emperor, which is like no big action is needed. This is not a time of action. This could be a time of baby steps. And a lot of the time what those baby steps are is that judgment card, is that, okay, let me figure it out. Let me, place this where it needs to be placed, and then decide what steps need to be taken before I actually take them. Because right now we have the Star reversed. It's saying right now you're not taking actions that are best for you, that are best for your own good. You're being very selfless, or you're just not listening to that true like star shining inside of you of like, this is what I want my life to look like. And this action needs to make sure that it's the right action to turn this around. Otherwise, you're just going to be eclipsing this and taking action that other people want from you. And what it's doing is not only are you out of alignment with this like dream of your life, of this idea of what your life can be, being the star of the show, like you're being too selfless, you're also just out of alignment with your soul path. You're out of alignment with what you're being pulled towards, what you're being called towards. Sometimes we have a very soul-led career, and sometimes it's that we need to be treated properly. Our energy needs to be right, and we need to be getting compensated correctly in our job so that our soul feels nourished outside of that. Think of someone who is working in a really bad work environment, for example, and you come home and you're grumpy and you're snappy and you just want to hide from the world. Well, then you're not being able to lead with your soul in other areas because this is draining you. So it's like, all right, where when it comes to career, does something need to shift? And start to make plans, start to take baby steps, not huge action, just small things. This is really doubled down with the Temperance card. It's saying this is not a time to be walking down a path. It's a time of reflection. It's a time to fill your own cup. Maybe this is a sign for you Capricorns, take a little extra time off. This is a great time. A lot of people take time off for the holidays where you want to spend time with family, but maybe you need more time than just time with your family. You need a day to fill your own cup, a day or two or a week or however much time you can take off. It's time to fill your own cup. We have this path towards our goals, path towards the sun, manifestations. This is a time to fill your own cup and ask yourself, have my goals changed? Do I need to sort of shift the path with how to get here? It's a big, big time of filling up your energy and reassessing, realigning, reflecting. Because ultimately, it is this reflection that is going to bring you into your own energy. We have the Empress, which is flow, ease, fulfillment, alignment. And we even have the end of the reading here with the Queen of Cups, which I always see as like the baby Empress. So it's really saying here, there's this flow that comes once you realign these goals, once you reflect, once you start to make these slight shifts. This does mean new energy. You are going to have to ask for something new. Whether this is starting a new job, starting a new side hustle, asking for a new position, asking for new responsibilities, asking for some respect, asking for something that brings new energy. There is this idea of fresh new energy, a fresh new path that you've sort of, redecided with abundance itself, because aces are always new beginnings, fresh energy. And then we also have the Knight of Cups saying falling back in love with your emotions again, falling back in love with the ease and flow and fulfillment, feeling like you're finally on a good wavelength here and life gets to feel a bit more romantic and dreamy. I just feel like something is really sucking your energy, especially when it comes to a lot of you work, a lot of you like money, abundance in general. And it's like, okay, something needs to shift. It's time to stop making excuses and actually place judgment where it belongs so you can start to recenter, reflect, and shift some things so you can finally start feeling like yourself again. Now for the Oracle card, we pulled the rabbit. I'm just going to read it out of the book because there's like 78 animals and I don't have them all memorized, and they give specific things that you can do. So this is for you in the month of December, Capricorn, the rabbit. You can use this as a sign as well to realign with your energy, realign with this reading. This is afraid of everything, overwhelmed, frozen. That's that, that judgment we got to get into. What is causing this? The rabbit loves to remind his friends that someday the eagle will swoop down and eat him. He talks and talks and talks and talks about it so loudly, in fact, that one day the eagle hears and thanks him for the great idea. Rabbit energy is alive when we are scared, most often about the future, and we become our own worst enemy. We spin up a dust of cloud of fear and then complain to others that we are lost. Notice your thoughts and words, O rabbit. They shape your destiny. When in balance this season, you're going to feel sensitive, but that's not a bad thing. Like, you'll feel empathetic. You'll be in tune with those emotions. You'll be a problem solver and a good listener. And when you're out of balance, you're going to talk fast. You're going to over-explain. You're going to feel that fear very large in your chest. You'll feel frozen and overwhelmed. And to bring into balance, it's just a day of silence, a day of solitude. It's like, okay, a day of relax, taking all those things out of the equation. This is exactly what I was saying with the day off, right? So take some time for yourself this month, Capricorn. You can do it. Let's get realigned. And I will see you next month in 2025. Wow. Okay. All right, let's move on to my garden fairy Tauruses. Hello, Tauruses. Happy December. This is an interesting month. There's a big payoff, but there's a little bit of legwork that you need to do because I feel like your energy has felt a little bit off, maybe. Like you feel like it's easily knocked off balance. It's easily knocked sort of like over the edge. And it's time to look at that a little bit more closely. There's sort of, we'll get into the reading and I'll explain it more, but it's sort of like you're putting labels on the wrong things. Like you're trying to fix the wrong things and it's not actually solving the problem. It's just like, okay, I'm looking at this, and then, okay, but now this is still happening and I don't understand why, and it's sort of time for a new approach. I've pulled you an oracle card at the end here to really help you align with your energy this month, so stay tuned for that. We're starting out strong here with the Hermit. It's saying make sure that you're not overextending yourself this month. You know, December, it is a time that you, a lot of the time, see family, see friends, see people. It's a very social month with the holidays, whatever it is that you celebrate coming up. And this is saying to make sure that you're really carving out time to be alone, to reflect by yourself, to tend to your own energy. The Hermit is an inwards journey. So it's saying, even though this is a very, very, busy and social month, make sure that it's also a month to prioritize you. You have been working really hard the past couple of months, I feel, to try and find this balance, but you have been getting knocked off a little bit. And so it's saying just because this is a time that you're expected to be social and connecting with other people doesn't mean that you can't take care of yourself, and doesn't mean you have to lose any progress that you have found with taking care of yourself over the past couple of months. We have the reversed Judgment as well, and the reversed 10 of Wands. And this is where I'm saying that there's something and some things that have been sort of hitting you off balance, and you're like, I don't know why I feel so strange, or I don't know why I feel so low, or I don't know why I just feel so off. I don't know why I can't complete this task like I used to, or there's just, you feel like something is impeding your energy and you've been trying to fix it the way you always have in the past, but this is actually like a newer problem, a newer trigger, a newer thing. And so what it's saying is you're actually taking on more burdens. You're actually placing judgment in the wrong place because you're not getting to the root of the problem. Don't treat this like emotional imbalance, this energetic imbalance, this sort of thing where you feel like you fall off for a bit, the same as you always have, because there is something slightly different here, and it's time to like look, okay, what's going on here? What do I need to take off my back? What do I need to do differently so I'm not just placing more burdens on my back and placing judgment in the wrong place? Because all this is doing is not actually helping. It seems to maybe help for a few days, but then it just throws you right off balance again, and we want this to be turned around. So this month, I want you to focus on putting things down. And when people are like bloated or something, or they're having like some food intolerance issues and they like take almost everything out of their diet and they reintroduce things, I kind of want this with like things in your life. So taking everything out for a day and just like being human, and then reintroducing something else, different hobbies, different routines, different things with work, and just maybe start this on a Saturday or take a Friday off, and then you can, do that and reintroduce work a little bit later, because maybe it is your work life. But I really feel like it's some smaller things that you don't realize that are just triggering this response. It's saying it's time to get a new perspective and to listen to the perspective of people that you care about and people who are close to you. You may feel like you can't talk to people about it. You want to figure it out on your own, or it doesn't make sense. But if you talk to the people who care about you, I actually think you'll come to a solution a lot faster. You're a lot closer to leaving this cycle than you realize. You're a lot closer to getting yourself out of this cycle. And actually, there's a big goal that you've been kind of going towards. Every time your energy gets hit off and you feel off, you feel farther away from that goal, and you're like, it's just not going to happen until I can figure myself out. But if you take the pressure off of that goal, just keep working towards it. Just keep working towards really balancing your energy. Both cards here that are like you're so close, you're almost there, have come up. It's saying this doesn't have to derail you from this focus, this goal that you have. It's like, just stay focused on finding this root, because it's different than other roots have been. And just focus on finding this root of what it is that is hitting your energy and making you feel a bit off. And everything else, even your goals, will fall into place. We have the Chariot saying just stay focused, and we have the Ten of Cups saying your dream life is to come. Things will get better. This is a dream life of ease, alignment, fulfillment, flow, emotional security. And it's saying that this cycle that you're in doesn't mean that everything's always going to be perfect and better, but it does mean that this cycle that you're in is coming to a close soon, but you can help it by removing any preconceived notions that you have about it and start to just look at it with new eyes and through the eyes of others as well. And now for your oracle card, we pulled the Firefly, so you can use this as a sign if you want, or you can use it for anything else. But let's look at the energy here. I don't have it memorized because there are like 78 animal cards and that's just too much for my little brain. So let's see what the Firefly says for you. This is a month, Taurus, of you feeling inspired and fantastic and yet fleeting. Like you'll feel really, really high and then it goes away. You'll feel so inspired and then all of a sudden it leaves. That's what I'm talking about. Getting knocked off of your feelings, getting a little bit like, whoa, what just happened? I feel a little bit strange. The Firefly contains the light of 1,000 stars. It's pure, radiant, and illuminating. This high frequency charge cannot be sustained for long. Therefore, the Firefly card indicates a moment of inspiration or awakening that quickly fades if we do not catch it. There's Firefly energy behind every poem, song, and invention. Our job is to be ready to harness this creative spirit when it graces our path. What can you do to support this precious and elusive light that you are in? When you're in balance, you'll feel creative, you'll feel like writing, you'll feel brainstorms, you'll just have ideas flowing in, you'll feel that bright on fire light bulb moments. And when you're out of balance, you're going to feel burnt out, you're going to feel dull. And so to bring into balance is to tap back into creation. Write, draw, sing, get creative with it. And that's how you can really lean back into that inspiration a little bit. Lean back into your energy. It's this thing of recentering with passion, recentering with something you love to do. So give that a try, Taurus. I hope it helps. You've got this. It's a tipsy-turvy month, but I feel like it maybe has been for a little bit. So it's time to finally recenter and figure it all out. All right, I love you. And now let's move on to Virgos. Hi, Virgos. How you doing? This is some big energy for you. We have 7 out of 10 major arcana cards, and the last 5 are all in a row. If you're new here and you don't know what that means, basically major arcana it makes up about 27-28% of the deck. So pulling it as 50%, or in your case 70% of the reading, is a lot of big energy. It's the universe saying, hey, there's potential for change. There's big energy. There's something you need to pay attention to. Hey, pay attention to this reading. We have an oracle card I've been pulling forever and at the end. And with this oracle deck, there are 7 like major arcana of its own out of 78 cards, I think it is. And so you also pulled one of these. So there's a lot of really big energy here this month. So let's dive into it. I know last month I was talking about how maybe there was this shift. I said for some of you, it might be like a breakup, a divorce, it might be a really big change in some sort of passion, so job, whatever it is, but there's something that has to do with love and passion and relationships, things like that, that it's time to get off of your chest, Virgo. We have the Queen of Swords, and you know what? You've been a little complacent. You've been a little bit like, you know what, I'll just play fair. I'll try and make this amicable. I'll try and make this pleasing for everyone. It's always this active service for other people, right? You're like, I don't want to rock the boat. I just want to get this done with. I want to move on with my life. There's something that you have left behind. The 8 of Cups is all about leaving something behind because it was never going to fully serve you. Maybe for some of you it was an 8 out of 10. Maybe you realized that it wasn't going anywhere. Maybe there was this shattering illusion where you realized it was less than it was. But there's this person, place, thing that you've had to leave behind. And it's saying it's time to get something off your chest about this. Maybe you have to talk to the person. Maybe you have to talk to a therapist, to someone about it. Maybe you just need to finally admit it to yourself and like scream about it. But, you know, really tying into, I think there's some feelings you've been avoiding, some feelings of resentment, anger, upset, frustration. And Virgo, you're such a people pleaser. You want to do things for other people, but it's time to do this for yourself, and you gotta express it. This doesn't have to be in a super explosive, like, I hate you sort of way, or I quit sort of way. Maybe it's putting someone in their place, saying something that gets off your chest, and then going home and doing a little rage ritual or something like that. But it's time to express yourself. It's time to finally express yourself so you can align back with your soul. I feel like this whole situation, as much as you want to think that you know what you're doing next, you're okay, you've made it through, it was okay that you left this person, place, thing behind, it's like it's knocked your confidence a little bit, and you don't really feel like you totally know who you are, which is okay. We don't always need to know who we are, but it's time to express this so you can start to find it again, because right now all of this energy is in the way, masking your path forwards. And now we get into this big energy here. We have the Tower. A big change has happened, and it's continuing to happen. I really feel like, Virgos, you are in this shifty space. You're in this space where the ground doesn't feel totally solid beneath your feet, and I want you to lean into that change. Lean into where you feel this change needs to go, even if it's scary. There's the Hanged Man here that says, while there is this change, and a lot of it is forward momentum, there's also this reclaiming of your past self. I feel like for this person, place, thing, for whatever it is that you know it's time to leave behind, that you've had to leave behind, you kind of had to give up aspects about yourself and your dreams and things that you wanted to do, or things that you just enjoy even to do day to day. And it's saying that now with this change, you're being invited to reclaim a part of yourself that you gave up, that you are no longer feeling connected to anymore. And it's time to embrace yourself again in that way. Sometimes we have to go back to move forwards, and in this case it's going back and remembering who you were and who you are. And this is going to help you usher in a whole new chapter. Right now you have one foot in the future, one foot in the past, and you're still sort of looking back to the past. You're like, what am I missing? Oh, what do I have to look out for? But it's like, it's time to tie up all those loose ends, and expressing this emotion is one of those loose ends, but there's probably some more that you need to do so you can fully commit to the path forwards. And once you do this, we have the Magician card and we have the Hierophant card. The Magician card is magnetism. It's calling things in. It's abundance, 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 abundance. It's saying, I know exactly what I want, and I'm calling this forwards. And it's saying, I have all the tools. This is really finally this flip over of this confidence card. It's confident that you have everything you need and that you can make what you want to happen. And what you're going to make happen is the Hierophant. It's this big next step in life. And maybe, it's only a month, so maybe this isn't actually that step happening, but it's getting clear on that. For some of you, it might be a big step, but it's getting clear on that step. Do you want to move? Do you want to do something with work? Do you want to do something for yourself? Do you want a vacation? What is it that you are being called that you're like, that's what I want next in life? And it's finally going to be time to start calling it in once you finally move past this block. And we have your Oracle card. We pulled the Golden Egg. This is actually like an animal deck, so this one's really different and special, but all of the special spirit cards, the 7 cards that are in this deck that are more like that major arcana, they align with a different chakra. So the chakras are the 7 energy points in your body, and the Golden Egg itself is that heart center. It's that heart chakra. So like I said, this is love, this is passion, this is emotions, this is getting emotions out that are sitting there and just sort of stuck there. It's this heart center. This is energy of a message at the center of the heart and an unstruck sound. It says, within the golden egg lives a precious sound. Deep within that sound resides a message. The sound cannot be heard, nor the message discerned until we retreat from the noise of modern day life. The magical essence of the golden egg needs warmth, quiet, and time to unfold. No rushing, pushing, or grasping. Finding a place of deep and restful ease, perhaps through yoga nidra or meditation. I also think we do have this thing of expressing something, so maybe a rage ritual, getting something out, and then returning to meditation and grounding and seeing what resides there, right? It says, take time for some introspection or contemplation. When the mind begins to settle and the breath is calm, ask the question that weighs heaviest on your heart, staying open to any response you hear. Engaging with the energy of the golden egg is an advanced practice. It requires becoming intimate with our very essence and comfortable with vulnerability. With a feeling of tenderness or gratitude arising deep from within you, know that you are well on your way. Your chest may swell like you're seeing an old friend that's been away for a long time, that old version of yourself. Listen to the message they've been waiting to tell you. The subtle essence of the golden egg is nestled deep within the heart chakra at the 4th chakra space. This chakra is called Anahata, is the home of the self or soul. By bringing the mind into this center, we discover a portal to the most intimate, luminous space. It is said that our inner guide sits there deep in meditation waiting for us. Anahata translates to the unstruck sound. So that's what you've got for this month, Virgos. It's time to call back yourself. It's time to find yourself through all this crazy, crazy energy. But I know you can do it. And I will see you next month for the new year, 2025. Okay, but now I have some astrological transits for all 3 of you signs. Now, just in general, we have Capricorn season starting on December 22nd. That's going to be really, really grounding for all you earth signs. And then on December 30th, we have the new moon in Capricorn. So it's time to set those earthly intentions with this new moon. But also a lot of you have this thing about clarity of the mind and judgment and expressing yourself and expressing those emotions through communication, through this communicating through the body or whatever you need to do. So I think it's really important to know that on December 15th, Mercury is going direct. Mercury has been in retrograde, so maybe you felt that lack of clarity, lack of connection, and saying, yep, Mercury is out of retrograde. It can go direct again, and you can connect back to your energy of the voice, your energy of the mind. So December 15th is going to be really powerful for a lot of you guys for this reading, for that judgment aspect, for that speaking your mind aspect. So look out for when Mercury ends retrograde, because I think we all really love it, but it's going to be especially good for you guys. All right, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you want to see in these videos. If there's anything you'd like me to add, I'm kind of, trying to do some fun things with them, which is why I've added the oracle cards and the transits. So I hope you enjoyed today. If you did, please leave a message with how it resonates. Give it a like so that I can continue to make these videos and continue to grow. I just appreciate you so much. All right, bye.